Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome back. As you guys can hear, I am ill, so I'm gonna do my best. I apologize for my voice, but as you guys can see by the title and the thumbnail of this video, we are going to see how long it takes for me to get through my most anticipated reads of this month. I am currently on page 169 of, I think 318 in Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice. I am obsessed with this. I am zooming through it, and I accidentally left my stopwatch running for like 2 hours today. So I know that it wasn't going to take me 2 hours to finish this book, so I'm going to finish this and then I'll start my timer back up for the next book. So that's what we're gonna do. And if this does end up taking me longer than 2 hours, I'll try to keep an eye on my watch. But if it does take longer than 2 hours, I will start my stopwatch up again. But yeah, let's continue reading this. I'm obsessed. I love it. It is a 10 out of 10 book so far. And I love Jack. I just love Jack. I really do. This book is going really well. Good morning, everybody. It is 9:39. I am dressed for the day. I have no intention on going outside today, so I'm going to pretend that it's cool enough to be... I'm gonna pretend that it's cool enough to be in what I am wearing today. But I realized that I think I'm doing a really bad job at updating you guys. I don't remember the last time I talked to the camera, which is a problem. Like, I really don't remember the last time I talked to you guys. Let me go grab my book. So, I ended up finishing Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice. I loved this book. Obviously, I'm going to be saving ratings for the end, but I loved this book. I loved this book so much, and Lucy and Jack were just 10 out of 10 characters. I loved them so much. The banter in this book, for being a scholastic book, which means elementary middle grade, I think that this was fantastic. I loved this so much. The banter in this was so funny. Just everything about this was so cute. Anyway, so I finished this one and I am now on page 71, chapter 10 of Fall into Temptation. And I was laughing with Sean's sister the other day about how I went from cozy, cute, comfy little fall romance to absolute filth. I've not gotten to any filthy parts in this yet, but it's Lucy's score. I know it's coming and it's gonna be filthy. So I am picking this up this morning, and yeah, let's do an update on time-wise. So we are at 7 hours and 19 minutes that it has taken me to get this far. I think it took me around 6 hours to get through this book, and I am obviously only 70 pages into this, so I'm pretty sure I'm like at 1 hour 19 minutes on this one. But yeah, so I'm going to press start on this stopwatch, pick up this book, and continue reading. I need to pause this stopwatch really quick. I'm at 7:35. I just got to chapter 11. Let me freaking say that I love a single mom, single male romance. I cannot handle whenever a male who claims they don't like children or that they don't want anything serious meet this woman, and a woman has two freaking beautiful children that they fall in love with too. I'm obsessed with this kind of romance. I will eat it up every single time. I really do love Lucy Score books, but the problem that I have with Lucy Score is the instantaneous nature of her relationships in the books. I feel like there's not enough time for me to fall in love with either of the characters because they're just kind of thrown in our faces at the very beginning of the book, which is fine if that's what you're looking for. But I do kind of like a slow burn. I don't want a meet cute. I want something with a little bit more yearning. I need the yearn. I need the yearn. Put it on a t-shirt. I need the yearn. Anyway, I do like a little bit of yearning. I do like the banter. I like the will they, won't they aspect, and I feel like we don't really get that in a Lucy Score book. I feel like we're just kind of pushed into this couple. But I am loving Gianna and I'm loving Beckett. I also love that Rora calls him Bucket. I'm obsessed. I'm gonna press start on my stopwatch. Oh, it's so good. This part is literally so cute. Sorry, I don't have you on a tripod right now, so you might be shaky. But it says, Beckett's really busy, Rora. Maybe some other time, Gia told her daughter. Aurora's lip popped out. Her green eyes widened and began to water. What is this? What's happening? Beckett asked in a panic. She's just playing you, Gia warned him. Stay strong. Please, Bucket. Gia rolled her eyes at her daughter's faux devastation. I guess I could play one game, Beckett said, the words tumbling out. Oh, I love it! We are about at the 9.5 hour mark that I have been reading these books. I just got to the end of chapter 19. This never ends up going well. We'll try one time and then see if it gets it out of our system. When has that ever worked? Never. Everyone always comes back for more. And then someone ends up pissed off in the third act. This isn't gonna go well. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I just finished chapter 24. I'm on chapter 25. Shut up. Shut up. This is so cute. I'm gonna die. This is so cute. I'm gonna die. I'm on page 200 now. I don't want to stop reading. Like, I had so much house chores to get done today. Have I even done one of them? No. I don't want to stop reading. This is so good. I'm obsessed so far. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. I wanted to tell you guys that I am so close to done with this book, it's insane. There's no freaking way. I'm on page 235 of 326. 235 of 326. So I'm almost done with this book. I'm so excited. So I'm going to sit down and continue reading. I had to pause my stopwatch for a second because I needed to talk to you guys about something. I just made it to chapter 30, and of course, as I suspected, we are at the third act breakup because that's what always happens. That's just what always happens. It never fails. But this is at a different level and really petty. Like, there's usually the third act breakup happens because like something crazy happens and they don't know how to communicate. Something crazy happens, they don't know how to communicate, but there's children involved. So like, this is where I feel like Lucy's score books fall flat for me, is the conflict between our two main characters, because I feel like as an adult I would never go through something like this because I would just have a conversation about it. Like, no one would be storming out throwing a fit at the age of 30. Like, this is just where Lucy's score books usually fall flat for me, is her conflicts. Her conflicts don't feel like a conflict. It would be a conflict in a child's book, like in a young adult book, but this is not young adult. So that's just where it usually falls flat for me. Not to say that this is a bad book, but the conflict is kind of childish. So just wanted to pause my stopwatch and say that really quick. I'm on page 255 of 326. So I'm almost done. And yeah, I'm just a little bit frustrated with the conflict right now. Disregard the water bottle, but the outfit is freaking giving today. Everyone, as you guys saw, we finished both of these books in today's video. I am going to chat with you about them now. So the first book that we read in this video was Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice by Katie Cicatelli-Kuc, is how I believe you pronounce her last name. But regardless, this book was a 5-star. This book was fantastic. fantastic. I cannot explain how good this book was with enough words. I really can't. This book was so good. And let me add very quickly, yeah, it's totally not gonna focus. Hey, it is a scholastic book, which means zero spice, which means young adult, which means anybody can read this. Anybody. Your kids in elementary school who love to read, your kids in middle school who love to read, your young adults in high school who like to dabble in everything. This is so good. This was literally I think it was my favorite book that I read this video. Actually, I know this was my favorite book that I read this video. But anyway, this book follows Lucy and Jack, I believe is his name. This follows Lucy and Jack, and Lucy and her mom live in this small town called Briar Glen. Lucy and her mom have lived there, and they have a small coffee shop. And then what happens? Jack and his family move in across the street as a big name coffee shop, a corporate coffee shop right across the street from this small business. So this entire book follows Lucy and Jack kind of like having animosity with each other, but not having animosity with each other. So Lucy is really upset that Jack and his family moved in across the street, and she is convinced this entire book that they moved in to sabotage Lucy and her mom's business. So Lucy really hates Jack. Jack spends the entire book trying to convince Lucy that he's a good guy and that he didn't know that there was going to be a small business across the street from them. So yeah, this book is really sweet. There's a little like fall festival that goes on that Lucy and Jack kind of hit a turning point for their relationship. And like I said, this is a scholastic book. So this has no spice. No spice. This was so good. It was purely just plot. Now, I will say, reading young books like this, there are some times where you have to turn off the switch in your brain that says this is going to be fantastic literature. As much as it is fantastic literature, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a Kristen Hanna situation. It's not a Frederick Backman situation, but it is still fantastic literature. Next, The next book and the last book that we read in this video was Fall into Temptation by Lucy Score. I enjoyed this book a lot. We ended up rating this a 4.75, and the reason is I kind of spoke about it a little bit, I think it was yesterday, where our two main characters, Gia and Beckett, their conflict for the, as we all know it, the third act breakup, their conflict was really childish, and it kind of lost me. I was pulled right back out of the story the second that the conflict happened, because it wasn't a conflict, it was just bullshit. So that's kind of where it lost that extra star rating. If it could have been a 5-star if the conflict had actually been a conflict and not something that 16-year-olds would be arguing about. We are adults in this book. There are children in this book. We're not the children. This is not a young adult book. We're not the children, so why are we having childish conflicts? I feel like the conflict that happened in this was less than the conflict that happened in this, and this is an actual child's book. So that's kind of where it lost the rating, but overall this was a great story. I loved this so much, but like I said, this follows Gia and Beckett, and Gia is a single mom, and she's living in this small town, and Beckett is kind of the do-all, be-all of this town. Everyone knows Beckett, Beckett knows everyone, and they end up kind of having a situation where they aren't really sure what to do with their relationship and how to move forward. Because Gia's a mom, so Beckett can't be the playboy that he's always been. This needs to be a very serious situation, and Beckett's never been serious in his life. So that's where this book gets really cute, because we watch a playboy, a guy who's never settled, we watch him fall in love with children, which then in turn makes him fall in love with Gia. And yeah, this book was really cute. I enjoyed this a lot. And yeah, the third act breakup in this was, like I said, the conflict was so stupid and like not relatable at all, and pulled me right out of the story because it was so dumb. But the resolution to the conflict was so sweet. I loved this story so much. I really enjoyed the epilogue as well. Everything about this was so sweet. This is editing Alyssa coming to say that I literally forgot to say that it only took me 13.5 hours to finish both of those books. And how I forgot to tell you guys that, I don't know, because it's literally the title of the video. How long does it take me to get through the 2 books that I've been anticipating to read this month? And I literally forgot to tell you, but it did take me 13.5 hours. But yeah, so we rated this a 4.75, and we rated Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice a 5-star. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment downstairs. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.